So in his place, Pete Lapis, a familiar name around these parts. More on that later, but Lapis, the assistant coach, his second game leading the team. He also was the acting head coach in their loss against Princeton. We are underway in this one with FDU controlling to start. Fairleigh Dickinson in the road Navy Blues. Manhattan showing off the home grays, and it's a quick look to Mikey Square Jr., one of the captains on this team, able to hit in close.
Beautiful pick and roll basketball. Simple, that's what you want to see in the beginning of the game.
Officials for this one, Brian O'Connell, Ed Corliss, and Michael Lucky, as we'll get a good look at Manhattan here for the first time on offense. Ant Nelson, Samir Stewart, Jose Perez, Josh Roberts, and Elijah Buchanan, their lineup. Here's Stewart. Shot clock to 8. Perez, dangerous up fake. Full of confidence, fading and off the side of the rim. Good hustle from Buchanan, but it's all Knights. As coming out of the pack, Antoine Jacks. Square, good bounce, and it's off the knee of Roberts. And as we told you, the head coach for Fairleigh Dickinson, Pete Lapis, his dad Steve, the former head coach of Manhattan. In the late 80s, early 90s, the Lapis name well known, helped turn around that Jasper program. We'll talk more about the Lapis family later, but a big opportunity here for Pete. Getting a chance to fill in, and we hope head coach Greg Herenda feeling well and back on the sidelines very soon. Meanwhile, Jacks, the foul line jump. A battle. Good fight down low. Munden clawing among the trees, and Joe Munden Jr., the sophomore out of Harlem, makes it 4-0.
Great hustle and a rare offensive rebound by FDU. That's one thing they have to work on. They're -8 when it comes to rebounding margin versus their opponents, but that's a good start on the
board. They're excited to hit a basket around the hoop. They are typically a three-point shooting squad. They shoot it well from downtown. Here's Ant Nelson. Perez, lob, Roberts finishes it off.
Beautiful find by Perez. He's always looking to set up his teammates. He is ranked 3rd in the nation with 7.4 assists. Not just in the MAC, in the nation when it comes to distributing the ball.
That's a huge number for the Manhattan Jaspers, and such a strong facilitator, the transfer from Seton Hall. Here's FDU now back to work. Dangerous pass along the baseline. Jacks comes up with it, and last touch, it will go off the Jaspers. Manhattan passing the ball well early, as Nelson connecting with Roberts on their last time down for that lob, but now Roberts here pressuring on the inbound. Shot clock about to expire. Hill has to let fly. Two Jaspers right there, and Nelson tap dancing along the baseline to keep it in play. It'll stay 4-2 early stages in this one. Manhattan coming off the big win over Liberty down in Florida. They've had a nice break from action since then. While FDU coming off of a loss to Princeton, as Perez will draw the foul, turning and facing against Square Jr. Nyala, excellent interior passing here.
Definitely. Way to draw the first line of defense. Helpman didn't rotate enough. Wide open for the alley-oop.
And the last time the Jaspers were home, as they got their season underway against Manhattanville and against Fordham, you saw that combo connect. Perez and Roberts, the two newcomers. Here's Perez. Fires a pass cross court. Buchanan, who's played well as of late. Shot clock to 5. Perez. Buchanan, corner 3. Good back tap from Jose Perez, and the Jaspers will stay on the offensive end.
Perez all over the floor in this beginning minutes.
He is aggressive. Nelson aggressive down low, and Ant Nelson battling his way to the hoop. Early stages, his scoring down from last year, but more weapons on the Jasper offense this time around in the 2021-2022 season. Meanwhile, Hill wheeling to the hoop. A fight down low. More Anquan Hill. And now Square. And there'll be a jump ball. So Hill started it off, then Mikey Square coming in to try and finish things, but a tie-up and the arrow in favor of the Jaspers.
That's great hustle by Square. He was in the land of the Jaspers in the paint there, but he was able to get the jump ball, just didn't go their way on that one.
Good hustle. And a good sign here early, if you're a FDU fan, you look at this team coming in 0-5. They don't give off a dejected, low-energy vibe.
No, like we said earlier, it was a very tough road schedule. They're looking to get their first win. They're motivated.
And Roberts has 4 quick points, caught the lob, and now cleans up the play down low. It's a 6-4 lead for Manhattan. Antoine Jacks tries to thread the needle. He'll know about that, and now getting a chance here on the sideline for FDU. And Steve Masiello said, look, he knows what the Lapis name means around here, as Square is able to finish in close, but he was not interested in any sort of serendipitous feel-good story. He wants his team to play well tonight.
Of course.
So after Manhattan battled back with a 6-0 run, FDU gets back on the board, and then Elijah Buchanan answers with a 3 of his own, and Manhattan is back in front now 9-6.
Left him wide open. He's been shooting the 3 very well. FDU just missed the scout on that one.
Knights back on the offensive end. Here's Square. He's been aggressive from the jump. Gives out to Munden, who will try the wing jump. And Elijah Buchanan, he got caught up there with a travel and just running into a couple of bodies and couldn't put on the brakes, couldn't keep the dribble going, and the turnover. And these are early moments, important ones for Steve Masiello and Manhattan. We talked about it at the top, but Niall, he was telling us earlier, how do you handle success, right? How do you stay mature and work with what you've built so far, 4-1?
Well, I think you definitely have to buy in to what your coach is telling you. Social media, your family and friends say you're playing great, all these good things, but at the end of the day, it's the beginning of the season. Still got plenty of things to work on, fine-tune. You got to grow as a team as the season progresses.
Here's Buchanan off the done miss. Warren Williams has come on. Diallo, and that looks to be a charge as Samba Diallo went hard along the baseline. And the ball turns over.
Great defensive position by Ibrahim Ouattara on that play.
Yeah, just came in off the bench, and Ouattara making a difference.
He was the NEC All-Rookie last week.
Talented freshman from the Bronx, so a bit of a homecoming, although stayed close to home at Fairleigh Dickinson. Good help from behind, but FDU will stick with it. Here's Munden. Plenty of time on this possession as Antoine Jacks sets things up. Keep in mind, FDU is without the services of Brandon Rush tonight, their stellar junior guard from Ohio, out with an undisclosed injury, and Rush is coming off of a monster performance. 27 points, 5 threes in the loss to Princeton. So that was what the Jaspers were keeping an eye on among many things coming into tonight. And not to say it's a relief, but that's one guy they don't have to worry about.
I'd like to see where the scoring comes from for the Knights. Brandon Rush, top leading scorer, not on the floor tonight.
I bet Pete Lapis is wondering the same thing. Where will those points come from tonight? As the first shot there after the inbound goes off the side of the rim. And now a takeaway. Here comes Jacks. Antoine Jacks tries to shovel that pass in. It's taken away. Perez has it. And he will regain possession for Manhattan. With 13:40 to play here in the first half. It's a 9-6 lead for the Jaspers. And now they'll turn it over. That's an offensive on Warren Williams, who came off the bench tonight.
Warren Williams has been playing great too, but got to get your feet set on those screens.
And Warren Williams has gotten himself in tremendous shape this season. As we told you earlier in the year, trained with the Jamaican national team this summer, and he has kept that fitness level, running with such great speed and intensity up and down the court and making plays like that. They'll call it a goaltend, count the bucket, but he has that ability now to quickly try and close space.
Yes, his athleticism has really improved. I remember he was a freshman. When I was a freshman, he looks like a total complete player this year.
That was always what was talked about by the Jasper coaching staff. This guy can be double-double every time out. He can dominate the game, be the best big man in the conference. Perez, alley-oop. Here's Williams, and on cue, finishing around the bucket.
That really comes from his dedication to improving his game preseason in the summertime. Coach Mass said he really is confident because he's worked on his craft.
Yeah, he had a great line about Williams. He's a master of his craft right now, and that confidence continues to spread. However, he has picked up 2 quick fouls here early. That That's just the third foul on the Jaspers, but 2 of those on Warren Williams. He'd come in off the bench. Some more changes coming for the Jaspers with Romar Reed and Nick Brennan waiting their turn, as at the free throw line is Daniel Rodriguez.
Reed and Brennan checking the Manhattan line.
Surprising they're keeping Warren Williams in. He's trusting his big man.
You so often see 2 quick fouls and reporting right to the bench. 1 of 2 for Rodriguez, as Perez and Samir Stewart will take a breather. Here's Diallo. And now Romar Reed, the junior fighting for playing time in this rotation. Buchanan, head down to Brennan, 3-ball. Back tap, and Brennan, the beneficiary, to the basket, but an offensive foul. FDU standing their ground and a little slow to get up after that contact. Second look.
Number 24, Marquis Swanson. And number 23.
Question, half contact, half flop, but Knight's got the call, so.
Joe Munden standing in to draw that, and you see the flop warning come out more and more. This was, of course, called a charge, but that playing field's been leveled a little bit. Brennan out of nowhere to come up with a steal, then a strip, but a foul. Manhattan was about to be off of the races as Fairleigh Dickinson has gone deeper in their bench. You mentioned Watara. Oscar Berry, the freshman from Australia, has come on. And Sebastian Lamotte as well.
Speaking about Berry, he had a little time against Princeton, hasn't played too many minutes, but he's hoping to get his feet wet. I know he can shoot the ball.
Tremendous athletic family for Oscar Berry. He did make his debut in that loss to Princeton. Brother Wilson on the Kentucky football team. Other brother Jordan, a punter with the Minnesota Vikings. Their dad played Australian football, so quite a bit of athleticism running in that family. Here's an athletic guy. Roberts down low. A scrum. Diallo will be the man to clean things up. Jaspers all around the basket, 13-9 in Manhattan.
Leads 13-9.
And now some pressure. Dunn trying to elude the Jaspers, finds Watara.
Samir Stewart's huge 3.
Yes. Corner triple does the job as Watara knocks down the free throw. It's a 1-point game, 13-12. Diallo turns the corner, the blow by.
Great move in the mid-post, Carmelo-like.
He would appreciate the comparison. Jaspers starting to ramp up their pressure as Lamotte controls. Devin Dunn, a captain on this team, a junior from Washington, D.C. Step back triple, big time connect, and FDU ties things at 15.
If you're Manhattan, you do not want to see Dunn get hot from 3. He can string them.
For anyone who saw the Knights against St. John's, that is exactly what Devin Dunn did. Say that 3 times fast. 24 points, 6 3-pointers. Reed. And a foul on the floor. This Fairleigh Dickinson team, young. 8 freshmen, 9 overall newcomers. Way back when you were on a young team. Pros, cons to this sort of setup here for the Knights?
Cons, obviously, no experience, no senior leadership. You don't know the ins and outs of the system yet. But some pros are, if you're a good team, the upside is even greater. You're kind of looking at the game through rose-colored lens. And you know, you're growing and you're having fun with your new teammates. So pros and cons to both sides of having a young squad.
Diallo hard off the window. Watson can't get there in time. It'll be Knights basketball. Yeah, a little bit of you don't know what you don't know, right? You can have a little joy with this as you experience it. As we see Coach Lapis, second game as acting head coach. Knights losing at Princeton 89-79. Part of a Road Warriors schedule to begin things. 8 straight on the road. 9 of their first 10 away from the friendly confines on the Hackensack. Corner three. That works. Knock it down for Oscar Berry.
Oscar Berry.
Way to start his shooting, the freshman. Nice corner three make.
That is what he is known for coming in. Shot nearly 60% at IMG Academy. Roberts just rimming out in close. And FDU in front 18-15. They were up 4-0 to start things. They've retaken the lead here. Dunn. What a move. Scooping and can't get it to go. Roberts there to contest. Such a strong defender. And now Nelson. Nelson off the glass. Can't get it to go. Able to get past that defender. End-to-end action here. Lamote. Berry, more from distance. Another one! In some ways, a little bit wiser beyond your years if you're going to take that challenge on, and now he's getting to do the basketball part of it.
Definitely. I have the utmost respect for international players. Like you said, coming to a whole different country, you don't know anybody, and you're expected to produce on the basketball court and in the classroom.
Perez draws the foul.
And also dominate the ball without scoring. And it's rare you see players that can do that.
Knocks down the second free throw. Last touch, Manhattan. It'll stay with FDU. Yeah, that is some serious high praise. To talk about a player that can dominate an offense without the basketball really talks about his impact. Here's Lamote. Under 9 minutes to play. Seesaw battle. Knights went up early. Jaspers fought back. FDU back in front. They'll give it away here. The travel on Joe Munden Jr.
Munden just got a little excited on that. He saw his defender was closing out extremely fast. Wanted to get by him. Took too many steps, though.
Fairleigh Dickinson on a 9-1 run over the last 2:54. And they've shot it well. 5 of 6 from the field. Perez and company looking to change that. Perez lost his footing, and a blocking foul will go against Fairleigh Dickinson.
And that's what you get when you're aggressive. He's attacking his defender quicker than him. His defender's not moving his feet enough. Got the foul.
And we talked moments ago about the Jose Perez arsenal. And so what you see is the head-down drive, the post up on the block. He's content just to back someone down, and then he'll give you that outside range as well. Samir Stewart is back in. He likes the outside range. A fight for it. Roberts in the mix, but 4 blue jerseys are there. And it's Lamote coming up with it. Square down low. Off the window. The square, if you will, from Square.
Indeed. Finished over 2 Manhattan players.
23-16. Nelson thought about pick and roll with Roberts, wasn't there. Nelson, step back triple. Shots not falling for the home team. Things clicking right now for the Knights. Good look to Square again. Excellent dive to the bucket. Finishes in close. And Fairleigh Dickinson with their largest lead of the night at 25-16.
And that's just beautiful basketball on the break, finding your open man. A little miscommunication on defensive end by the Jaspers.
Where does Manhattan go for some consistency? Nelson, good look. Roberts in close, can't finish. Diallo, he'll clean it up. Countered in the foul. Nyala making all of us feel very old. Before the game started, she referenced a Drake song from middle school, so just really aging me out here today, Nyala. I appreciate it. 25-19, Fairleigh Dickinson. They've taken the lead. So what's been the change here? Manhattan got the lead early, and now FDU has taken control.
Well, Manhattan put on that press, and they were able to break it, get some easy, fast break buckets in transition. And they've got the hot hand. They've made their 7 of last 8 shots. Last 2 or 3 threes. They're shooting 55.6% from the field right now. So you got to stop them on the defensive end.
Now make it, 8 of their last 10. There was a follow there as Anquan Hill gets his own miss and puts it home. And then Nelson tries to feed Diallo. A little too much heat on that one. 27-19, Fairleigh Dickinson. Pete Lapis fired up. Has to like the way Fairleigh Dickinson has started. And we hit on it at the top, and Steve Manciel talked about it as well. You look at this Fairleigh Dickinson schedule, and yes, on paper 0-5, but very good teams. A lot of power conference teams. They haven't lost to a bunch of cupcakes.
Yeah, and I'd say Coach Lapis and their head coach, they wanted to do that to test their team. You know, in the beginning, you want to play some really good competition, so when you get into your conference play, not to say that it's going to be easy, but you're prepared.
That's what Greg Herenda has built in his 9th year, out tonight with a non-COVID illness. And again, we send him well wishes and hope he's back very soon. But this Fairleigh Dickinson team has been one of the best in the Northeast Conference. 2 times the NEC champions, going to the NCAA tournament in 2016 and 2019, and won an NCAA tournament game in 2019. So they expect to schedule hard, play well, make the postseason, advance. That's their thought process in the NEC.
Yeah, and this season they lost 2 of their best scorers, Jalil Jenkins and Elijah Williams. They were contributing over 30 points per game from them. So, you know, with this tough schedule, he wants to see what his newbies and his freshmen are capable of.
Yeah, you have to see where that scoring will come from. And the non-conference, the early part of the year, always a good way to figure it out. Jaspers can't hit on the second at the free throw line. 7-point advantage for Fairleigh Dickinson. Here's Jax. Jax down the lane. Good kick. Everything clicking for the Knights. Ansley Almanor, the freshman from Spring Valley, New York, buries that baseline jumper. Stewart looking to answer. Right back. Must have for Manhattan. Samir Stewart hitting.
Great sequence by the guards. Antoine Jax getting into the lane, finding an open man. Stewart coming off that ball screen and knocking it down with confidence.
Tie up there. Manhattan getting Ray Ford Jr. in the air. The jump ball, the arrow in favor of Fairleigh Dickinson. Things will stay right here. Lamote comes on, giving Ray Ford Jr. a breather. Coach Maciello, Samba Diallo reviewing.
Emphatically reviewing.
Yes, exactly. It's a passionate group. Here's Lamote. They work to square. Almanor buries it from 3.
Almanor coming in 2 for 2. Scoring the last 5 points for the Knights.
One of your keys for Fairleigh Dickinson. Get hot early, stay hot. Now maybe they didn't get instantaneously hot, but they've found it. Perez getting right back to the bucket. Conversely, you're seeing Manhattan, the outside shot not falling, so they've had success attacking the hoop.
Yeah, when the outside shot's falling, you gotta attack. Whether you attack and get your other player open, you attack and you get fouled, or you see what Perez just did, you attack and you get the bucket.
Manhattan foul on number 4, Samir Stewart.
And that foul will go on Samir Stewart.
Number 24, Oscar Berry.
Fairleigh Dickinson continues to shoot the ball well from the outside. 4 of 7 from 3. This is the last one.
And that was even really good defense by Buchanan. Just Almanor confident, gave him a sliver of space. He knocked it down.
Jax at the line, hits the first. Both teams at 17 fouls, so in the 1-and-1 bonus. Jax will get another. Gets the friendly roll, does Antoine Jax, the freshman, 1 of 8 freshmen. This one from Greenbelt, Maryland. And makes it a 34-24, 10-point advantage. Perez right back to it, and having his way going to the basket is Jose Perez.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. Keep on feeding him.
You know what's not broke? The stroke of Oscar Berry, his 3rd triple in this first half.
How do you lose him on the break? He's 3 for 3.
The scouting report says he averages 0 points a game. Not anymore. Oscar Berry, 3 3-pointers. Someone had to fill the gap with no Brandon Rush, and Berry and company doing the job. On the other end, the follow there is done. Tried to tip home that shortened layup. And now Berry, we sing his praises, a freshman mistake. Coughs it up. Here's Nelson. Flips it up off the window, and a blocking foul on Oscar Berry. With FDU in front 37-26, but no Brandon Rush. No 14.4 points per game tonight for FDU. You hit on it. Where do they go for the scoring? And someone like Oscar Berry, who your stat sheet says averages 0 points, he fills in with 9 so far.
Berry and Almanor coming in. He's got 5 quick ones. The bench is stepping up.
Bench points crucial. FDU doing that job 20-9. Their bench outscoring Manhattan right now, getting so much off the bench.
Their bench is scoring more than their starters so far.
You've got Mikey Square, who's chipped in 8 points as one of the starters, and then you look to the bench and you hit on an Almanor, Berry, Watara, combining for a good chunk of what FDU has done thus far. And Nelson cashing in, 37-28.
And Nelson hit both free throws for the Jaspers.
Berry again, a heat check, and he's off the rim. Can't blame him for trying.
Yeah, if I was shooting like he was shooting, I'd be shooting it from the logo.
Steph Curry out here. Buchanan spinning. Stewart for 3. Samir Stewart knocking down the triple, cuts it to a 6-point deficit, 37-31, under 3:30 left in this first half.
Giving the Knights a little bit of their own medicine after that shot. Stewart made a little glance at their bench. 37 points, and the first half's not even over. Usually they hold their opponents to 54.4 points in the whole entire game. Knights already have 37.
You are correct. A classic Manhattan effort would be keeping their opponent well under 60. And in the meantime, they've allowed an FDU squad to shoot over 50% from the field and from 3. This is a team that shoots low 30s in both coming in tonight. Dunn puts on the brakes. Here's Pio Racine. Dribble handoffs here at the top of the perimeter, and Berry wasn't ready for that. Actually went off the referee and ruled in favor of Manhattan, as that would have gone out of bounds if the referee Brian O'Connell was not there, the veteran official. And the ball back to Manhattan. So for all that Fairleigh Dickinson has done, Jasper's right there. On a mini 5-0 run, they've cut it to 6, looking to build. Stewart thought about that lob to Roberts, goes Brennan instead. Roberts, tenacious around the bucket, feeds to Brennan, who draws the foul.
And all made possible by Roberts' offensive board. You always love to see your big man hustling, especially on the offensive end, to get more opportunity to score the ball.
And that's part of kind of a planned expansion of Josh Roberts' role, and Masiello talked about it before the game tonight. With all due respect, he's not at St. John's anymore. He was a defensive-minded player there. They want so much more out of him here on both ends of the court, and you're seeing it there with the hustle.
Yeah, and as a player, you want to be somewhere where your coach is telling you, we want to make you better, we want you to expand your game, we want you to contribute even more for our program than your last program. Great move by Roberts.
Yeah, that has to be, right, as a player, music to your ears to say, yes, I can do more here.
Yeah, I agree.
Brennan makes him count. Marquise Watson, Samba Diallo will return. We'll also see Daniel Rodriguez come back in, a junior from Newark, New Jersey, out of Hudson Catholic. Pressure, and it'll be up to Devin Dunn to try and advance. Watara's got to get it across, does in time. Gives up the dribble, a slight shuffle. Might have gotten away with one. Instead, a broken play leads to a layup for Daniel Rodriguez.
I'm impressed by Watara. Very poised. The freshman bringing it up, able to break the press against the pressure of Manhattan's press.
Yeah, they are so tough to advance against as we near 90 seconds left in this first half. Nelson, Diallo with time for three. Brennan fighting with Watara. Onto the court, bodies everywhere. And Fairleigh Dickinson coming up with a jack, saving the day. Three on this end. Back iron Buchanan. Loves the open court. Berry gets a hand on it.
Like we're watching a track meet.
And you can see Pete Lapis, arms extended. Hey, slow it down.
Under a minute to play now, first half. 39-33, Fairleigh Dickinson. Dunn, bumped by Nelson, and last touch by Fairleigh Dickinson. He was looking for a call, but couldn't keep his feet. It's back to Manhattan in a turnover, and that's even to the turnover battle. So where Manhattan was the one with the unforced errors early on, we're now level 7-7 in the turnover battle.
And Manhattan forces their opponents 19 turnovers a game, so the Knights a little under that for this half.
Here's Brennan. Final stages, first half. Shot clock to 10. Nelson all day to set his feet. Well short, but right to Buchanan. And then tipped home on the other side by Marquise Watson, just like they drew it up. Shot clock is off, 8 seconds left. 4-point game. Knights to the bucket. Good dish. Layup off the mark, but a foul. Rodriguez did draw contact as he went hard to the basket with 2.1 seconds left.
And that's a great job by the floor general, Jacks. I'm surprised they didn't call the foul with him bringing up the floor. Manhattan was riding him the whole time. But great find.
Rodriguez, 2 shots.
Good fight there as the Jaspers stuck with it, and I think they originally called it for Watson, but was it Brennan who got a piece of that?
Yeah, it looked like it.
Rodriguez hitting on the first, he'll get one more. And then Manhattan can try a long toss towards the basket here. So he knocks down both, 41-35. And Nelson will not shoot, will work to Jose Perez. Al Pendergrass, Greg Meskel here with you from the Bronx. Here's a feed to Roberts, creating room and just coming up short. A race for it, bodies everywhere, Hill to the ground, and they'll jump it up. And the arrow is in favor of Fairleigh Dickinson, and you can see Samir Stewart imploring Josh Roberts to dunk the basketball.
When you're that close, you either really got to finish the bunny or you got to go up strong and dunk it. You've got great athleticism and great length.
Our good pal Chris Smooth Williams not with us here tonight, but he would say not only get to dunk it, but two hands. He wanted to see two-hand jam. Happy anniversary to Chris Smooth Williams and the Williams family celebrating this week, not with us tonight, and hope they're enjoying their time away. Big block. Second effort. A fight around the basket. That might have been offensive interference, but FDU cleans it up anyway with the tip in.
Buchanan with the block, but if you're his teammates, you got to box out.
Roberts finishes this time. So a lot of activity around the hoop on both ends. 43-37, opening minute here of the second half. More pressure. Watara able to advance. Feeds down low. Roberts contests. Nelson tried to tip it for the fast break. Instead, a sky-high floater falls for Antoine Jacks.
The Knights all over the offensive boards to start this half.
Both teams aggressive. Knights want to keep their lead. Jaspers looking to battle back. Roberts, that'll be a two-hand finish.
And that's how you want your big man to finish, with power.
And Roberts looks over at Stewart. Dunked it that time.
Number
45-39.
checked in.
Josh Roberts now leading the Jaspers. 8 points, 5 rebounds. Roberts was the bright spot in that tough loss at Old Dominion, 13 points, 6 rebounds. Here's Jax. Looking to get Anquan Hill involved, has a size mismatch against Nelson. Instead, it's Jax for 3. The follow out of nowhere was Devin Dunn, just off the mark on the tip. And here come the Jaspers. They swing it to Stewart. That works. Samir Stewart from the corner, loves the corner.
He's missing a couple of bunnies earlier, but as we last saw, when he finishes with authority, high probability that the bucket is going to go down.
And that's the evolution of his game to become a more consistent offensive player. 4 of 8 from the field right now, but as you said, everything around the bucket, so that should be much higher. Dunn. Here's Munden. Hill gets space. That shot's erased by Roberts. The follow controlled by Munden. Second effort, swatted away by Buchanan. Here's Munden. Joe Munden Jr. hitting from the outside and extends that lead back to 5, 47-42.
He's got a pretty shot.
And now 4 points on the day for Munden. Here's Perez. Into his office down low. Just coming up short.
They've got to get it over close to 10 seconds.
Just getting it across as Perez was providing pressure. Jax. Munden, you like his stroke. He has another, this time from beyond the arc, 50-42.
I don't know what coach said in the huddle, but he comes out, he's on fire.
Joe Munden Jr. of Monsignor Scanlon knocking down just his 3rd three-pointer on the year. 50-42. Buchanan down the lane. Tries to shovel that off to Roberts. Couldn't hang on. And Fairleigh Dickinson will take control. Warren Williams returns.
And Buchanan's been quiet. He's only got 3 points. And he's got 5 turnovers so far in this ballgame.
And speaking of quiet, as Warren Williams comes back in, he got the 2 quick fouls early. He's only played 2 minutes so far in this game. And now back in here in the second half. And Steve Manciello told us this Manhattan group, as Buchanan comes up with a steal.
And this is when you want to lean on experience. 8 out of their 16 players are upperclassmen. So even
6 points and 16 minutes of action.
Calling for it on the perimeter.
Out to Buchanan. Shot clock to 10. Buchanan in trouble. It's taken away. Here's Munden to the hoop. Changing hands. Contested by Williams and a foul. Watson coming from behind.
Late call, but definitely contact on that drive.
And the foul will go on Watson. Thought they might have gotten Williams for that initially. But they will award the foul to Marquise Watson. Just the first team foul in this second half. Munden, a close strip by Buchanan, but then a foul.
Manhattan foul number 30. Buchanan, his second.
Elijah Buchanan picks up his second foul. And Nick Brennan will come on to replace Watson. Elijah Buchanan, the big game against Liberty, 21 points, 3 triples, but yet to get on track here tonight. 1 of 3 from the field. Does have 5 boards, but 6 turnovers.
And because of the turnovers, he's had limited minutes, and it's hard to get in a scoring groove when you're not on the court.
And Munden just lost his footing, stumbles down as he came across the foul line area in a travel, and it's back to Manhattan.
Looked like he slipped, might be a wet spot on the court.
That's the 10th turnover for Fairleigh Dickinson. Team's tied at 10 in the turnover column. Here's Perez, so comfortable working back to the basket, even against the taller Hill.
You see the Knights are doubling him. One of the adjustments they made almost led to a turnover.
Perez, again, putting it on the floor. Just can't get it to go. Circles around the hoop and away. And now Lamote.
Some horns action.
Square. Good ball fake. Got right to the bucket and draws a foul.
Never underestimate a ball fake. If you do the job right, it gets your defender to shift. Wide open lane, just like you saw there.
That's exactly what had happened. A door opened wide, and Square was able to burst down the lane. And now he will go to the free throw line. Square now with 9 points, tied with Berry on the team lead as Fairleigh Dickinson has really spread their offense around. Diallo returns. Second one is good as well, so Square leading all scorers with 10 points, doubling his average coming in a 51-42 lead for Fairleigh Dickinson. Perez and Williams, a little two-man game.
Good defense by the Knights, 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Pick and roll to Williams, off the window, counted, and the foul for Warren Williams.
Next foul, called on number 1.
Great pass by Nelson. And you see Warren catches it with 2, elevates, and finish. Looked like he was floating on that play.
Meanwhile, Nelson and Perez sorting some things out on the perimeter. A little miscommunication there. It looked like as they got into their offensive set, and it all worked out as Williams converted, but can't hit on the free throw. Lamote dangerously close to an inadvertent backcourt violation, but he's able to advance and work to Dunn. Medium range jumper, not there, and Ant Nelson will lead the break. Nelson around the back, beautiful, but blocked from behind. What a recovery from the Knights and Square. Perez now bullying Berry and draws a foul. Second look at this one, Nyala.
Nelson with the fancy handle, but Square said, not fancy enough. I'll block that off the backboard.
One nice play leads to another. It'll stay with the Jaspers. Diallo likes it from 3. That's off the mark, and 52-44. Manhattan now 3 of 11 from distance. Berry blocked. Nelson stepped right in front. Knights stick with it. Dunn. And Brennan is there. Nelson. Right past Berry. Floater off the window. Ant Nelson. Some showy stuff the last couple of times down. This one is good to go.
He's so creative with the ball. And he had the freshman on him. He said, I'm going to work.
And now, so close to a steal, Perez just couldn't hang on. Instead, Lamote to the bucket. And they'll call a foul on Warren Williams, and that is going to be number 4 on the big man.
Foul on number 0, Warren Williams. Williams scored. Jaspers 14 foul.
Second look at Nelson. You called it, Nyala. He sees the freshman and says, I'm going to go right to work.
Are we in Dratty or are we in Dykeman? Those were some Dykeman-like moves.
There's a couple of guys on this Manhattan team that you can tell are quite comfortable on a court anywhere on earth.
That's what you got to be. If you're going to be a New York City guard, you got to be tough and you got to be confident.
And that's something, Nyala, you know, you played here. There is such a pride of this Manhattan program, men and women, of being New York City basketball players and the toughness that comes with that.
And you got to know that. You're in the Bronx. You're not coming in here, with a sweetsy mentality. You got to be tough. You got to be confident, because there's a lot of players on your squad that can play ahead of you.
Lamote to the line, misses the first. Williams will go out with the 4 fouls, so he just has not really gotten a chance to flourish here tonight. Just 6 minutes played as Roberts returns. If you're used to playing on the street ball courts, calling your own fouls, a more physical brand of basketball, that's the type of stuff that you're going to see from some of the Jaspers.
Really arguing about your own fouls, because the defender, he never touched you.
Nope, he's never calling it. If you're a defender and you call a foul, you're going to hear it from your teammates. Let them call it. Let them call their own fouls.
Exactly.
Here's Diallo. Nelson. Hesitation. Fade. Ant Nelson showing off now.
He's on a hot streak. I keep giving the ball to him.
His confidence growing and his ability to break down the FDU Knights off the dribble. Brennan, couple of close calls here. Instead, Lamote, big time response. Sebastian Lamote hitting from the outside, the sophomore from Quebec, Canada.
He doesn't shoot it often, but he will shoot it. He was wide open, knocked it down.
Just the 9th 3 on the year for Lamote, and then a more familiar option for the Jaspers. Perez, the lob to Roberts. Square comes up.
I've never seen that before.
Surprised they didn't want to take a second look at that. 56-52. So no basket for Roberts. And on this end, Square fires a pass down low. Roberts there, changing things. And now Diallo on this end, right at Barry. He's blocked, but a foul.
Again, guarded by the freshman. Keep attacking.
And Coach Masiello asking for an additional explanation.
I mean, I would too if I was in his shoes. In my opinion, that's a good basket.
You tend to always defer to the officials on this, as they know the rule book inside and out.
But as a coach, that could be a big momentum swing. You get that dunk, you make the lead go down, and when you're not getting the bucket, you hope that FDU doesn't take that and go on a run of their own.
And Diallo doing the job at the free throw line. It's now a 2-point game, 56-54. .35 left. Square battling, and Perez giving him a body all the way, and we'll see a whistle blown. And diving into the rule book here as we think back on that last play, the Roberts dunk, that was not. And if you look at section 15, basket interference and goaltending, into Article 2, and there is a part 4. It is a violation to commit basket interference when a player pulls down a movable ring so that it contacts the ball before the ring returns to its original position. And so you could argue that Roberts had control of the rim, as the ball is still up above, and even though it seemed like he wasn't doing that move where he's like hanging on the basket and trying to tip the ball back in, that sort of thing, by the letter of the law, it is basket interference.
Thank you for looking in the rule book, doing some research.
Just trying to do my part here. I don't claim to know it front to back, but we learn something new every day. Kickball. It is a lengthy PDF, so it's not for lack of wanting to know all this information, Ayala. It's 147 pages. Kickball. It'll stay with the Jaspers. (57-54), Fairleigh Dickinson. Stewart looking to tie things. Jose Perez, the rebound. Directing traffic. Stewart, he'll try it again. This time too short. Gets his own rebound and ends up throwing it away to Lamotte. Fairleigh Dickinson takes control. We are under 10 minutes to play, but Stewart out of nowhere, ahead to Perez, to the rim, blocked. Roberts the follow. There'll be a foul as Perez took a hard fall into the base of the bleachers. There's no bucket. Fouled from behind by Mikey Square, who was going hard to contest. As we'll take a second look. So Stewart starts soft Nyala with the steal.
Wide open. Why not dunk it? Ensure the bucket. Maybe you get the bucket and the foul. Now you got to prove your worth on the foul line.
If we're really going to try and control things, why not throw it off the window? Roberts trailing, but of course we have the luxury of many replays. You saw Perez cooler heads prevailing as Square was standing over him momentarily after that foul.
If you would have threw the oop though, this place would have been lit on fire.
A lob off the backboard, that always works. We talk about getting the crowd fired up. Doesn't always work for the players involved, but
assuming it would have been a successful.
I think the event staff here are talking with some spectators. I think they just want to give them some advice to steer clear of players. It is tight there. If you're going full steam off the court, you are quickly into the stands. Perez hits the first. 57-55.
As a player, though, you kind of like the fans sitting that close because if you do fall out of bounds, you have some cushions. You're not falling on the hard plastic stands.
Little do those fans know, Nyala, they signed up to also be a bit of a crash pad.
It's in the fine print. You never read the terms and conditions, but it's there.
Exactly. 57-56. Perez brings it back to a one-point game. Jaspers won't quit. Square. Still plenty of time to operate. Gets it back now, working on Perez. A battle. Just falls off the rim. Diallo comes up with it. And has to watch out for three imposing Knights. Nearing the 9-minute mark here, second half. 57-56. Stewart for the lead. Got it! Samir Stewart. He's got a knack for big second half triples. And gives Manhattan the lead, 59-57. Manhattan hasn't led in this one since 15-12 back in the first half. They're back in front now. Loose ball. Perez on the floor. Stewart down. Lamotte there for a tie-up. The arrow in favor of the Jaspers. It is ruled a jump ball, and Nyala, the intensity on the court here, getting a little chippy. Too strong off the glass, comes back to Stewart. New life for the Jaspers. Samir Stewart, 11 points, one of three Jaspers in double figures. He leads Manhattan in scoring. To the basket, nowhere to go. Finds Diallo, hard to the hoop, curling and hitting.
Great read by Diallo. He has been shooting the three particularly well tonight. Pumps fakes, gets to the basket.
61-57. Manhattan ties their largest lead at 4 points. Dunn looking to change it, and does. Devin Dunn hitting from distance, back to a 1-point game. Baseball pass ahead, taken away by the Knights.
Unwise pass by Stewart.
Manhattan goes home run and falls short. Antoine Jacks. Diallo comes up with the steal to the hoop, and Manhattan takes a 3-point advantage, 63-60. Fairleigh Dickinson trying to orchestrate the comeback, look for their first win. Doing it without their head coach, without one of their best guards. Square in close, that works. Make it a 1-point game.
Great utilization of the pivot. Up and under.
Perez now. Warren Williams back on, carrying 4 fouls. He'll have to play smart. No one with 4 for Fairleigh Dickinson. Perez turns the corner, goes soft off the window and couldn't get it to fall. It's back to the Knights.
A couple of Perez's shots have gone in and out.
Number 35, Antoine Hill for the Knights, and number
And Nelson will come on for Perez.
checked in.
Nelson had brought a little spark.
He did.
Earlier in the second half.
They strung together a couple of baskets, and he's got 8 points and really doing it off the dribble inside the 3-point line. Jacks working with Hill. It's done from long range. Too long, rather, off the back of the rim. And Elijah Buchanan gathers. Williams, and a foul. Jacks coming in for the rip and got more body than anything else.
Foul on number 3, Antoine Jacks. Second on Jacks.
63-62 Manhattan. On a night where they debut their gray jerseys here at Dratty.
Fairleigh Dickinson.
It's been left more for road matches, and it's a good look for the Jaspers.
Yeah, I like him.
Warren Williams.
I don't know if we'll ever see him, but the road greens with the black accent are also very strong.
Yeah, nice and vibrant.
Williams to the line. Can't hit on the front end of the 1-on-1, but Diallo out to Stewart, and the Jaspers will work things around. That was the 9th team foul on Fairleigh Dickinson. 1 away from the bonus. Williams follows the miss from Nelson, lays it home. 3-point lead for the Jaspers.
If you don't get a body on Williams, that's what he's going to do. He's going to clean up all of his guards' misses.
Warren Williams limited action tonight due to foul trouble, but coming up big there. Here's Hill. The jump hook, and Williams has to be careful, so Hill gets the shot off, just can't convert. And it's to Ant Nelson under 5.5 to play, second half. Nelson, the handles have been on full display tonight, breaking them down, dishing, and in close, Warren Williams finishing at the rim.
Absolute beautiful basketball. He breaks down his defender and is able to find his big man.
And FDU is going to call for time. Pete Lapis, the acting head coach, wants to talk things over. 67-62, Jaspers in front. Warren Williams, only 8 minutes played tonight. 4 fouls, but Nyala, he has come up clutch as of late.
He's shooting 100%. 4 for 4, so only 8 minutes, but when he's been able to come in, he's been able to convert.
He's got to feel fresh. He's only played 8 minutes, so he's out there with a lot of energy to burn.
Fresh legs, love fresh legs.
67-62. This is a little reminiscent of the Battle of the Bronx in that it was Fordham that was taking it to Manhattan for the bulk of that game, and then in the second half, it was much later than this, but Manhattan got in gear, came all the way back and took the lead. But a little bit similar in that Manhattan for a lot of this game has been playing catch-up, and now they've gotten some semblance of control.
Of course you want to start every game out strong, but the scoreboard is really about who finishes best.
Square over Diallo. Difficult angle as Diallo wouldn't go for a variety of fakes, and credit Mikey Square with putting that one home in close.
Patience in the paint. He was willing to wait to get his shot off.
He's got a game-high 15 points. 6 of 8 from the field. He adds to it 7 rebounds, couple of assists, couple of blocks. A nice night for the captain, Mikey Square. Williams. Shot clock to 5. Buchanan the pull-up. Warren Williams there for the big rebound. And the Jaspers can pull it out and go back to work. Nearing the 4-minute mark in this second half. Jaspers looking for their third straight win. Nelson. Not there. Buchanan couldn't hang on, off his leg and away. And Fairleigh Dickinson will take control. Jose Perez returns.
And the Knights got a break on that one, that went off of Buchanan's leg, because their last couple of, Manhattan's last couple of baskets have been allowed because of offensive rebounds.
Rebounding fairly even up, 33-31 in favor of the Jaspers. And not much disparity on the offensive side of the glass either, as Anquan Hill right to the bucket. Again, Warren Williams with 4 fouls, so he has to be very judicious with the type of pressure he provides defensively. A 1-point game. Nelson. Williams battling now to get throws the rest of the way here for the Jaspers. Conversely, Manhattan only 5 team fouls, so they have some fouls to give. 69-66. Dunn off the pick. 3-ball. Front rim and away. That'll be last touch. Anquan Hill trying to gather that one. Some of these Fairleigh Dickinson numbers have come back down to earth. They were over the 50% mark from the field and from 3, now in the low 40s. Still a strong shooting effort. Perez hip checks his defender away. They'll call him for an offensive foul, much to his dismay.
That wasn't a hard call. You can see his elbow pushing his defender. Easy offensive foul.
He's so strong as he works through the paint. Legs, hips, arms, able just to move defenders off their position, but in that case, a little too much. 69-66. The foul on Perez, just his second. 16th foul on the Jaspers. Here's Munden. Dunn looking for that 3-ball. Got it this time. Big time 3, tying this ball game up. Devin Dunn from the outside. His third 3-pointer. 11 points for the junior. Here's Nelson, up top to Roberts. Bodies everywhere. Jaspers stick with it. Shot clock to 5. Stewart, big fake, takes the contact. Impressive in shuttling guys in and out. Here's Lamote, right down the lane. Dunn, bottled up. Somehow a broken play ends up in the hands of Square, and he knows what to do with it in close. Fairleigh Dickinson will take the lucky bounce.
They need all the lucky bounces they can get. Only a minute and a half left in the game, down by 1.
Nelson now being pursued. Dangerous pass taken away. Picked off. The Knights in front. Swatted away. Buchanan destroys that attempt from Lamote. What a block.
Never give up on the defensive end. Lamote thought he was wide open for the dunk. Buchanan sprinting back. Bucket-saving play.
You're thinking 2-on-none, easy layup or jam for Lamote. Not so fast. Elijah Buchanan. Less than 90 seconds to play. 1-point game. Fairleigh Dickinson basketball after the big shot block from Buchanan. No call. Entry in. Window shot is there. Fairleigh Dickinson goes in front on the Anquan Hill connect. That should make that square. Perez on this end. Williams follows and hits. Another thriller. Battle of the Bronx came down to the wire, and so will this one. Fairleigh Dickinson looking for their first win. Manhattan looking for their third straight. 74-73 Jaspers. Lamote works inside. Kick out. Dunn for 3. Off the side rim. Williams a battle and a whistle. And this one is going to go against Fairleigh Dickinson, and it'll send Warren Williams back to the free throw line with 37.7 seconds left.
if you're going to send anybody to the free throw line, Williams is kind of the person to do it. 73.7% free throw shooter.
He has gotten better and better throughout his career. At one point, he was just a 50% free throw shooter. So now into the 70s and some big opportunities here. And he knocks down the first. The foul goes on Joe Munden Jr. That's his fourth, so the first night to get into foul trouble. And one more coming for Williams to make this a 3-point game with 37 seconds left. Gets it to go. Warren Williams, tremendous second half effort. 76-73, the lead here for the Jaspers. About a 7-second differential, shot and game clock. Knights looking for a bucket. Where do they go? Inside, Square's been big, he's blocked. Hill in close. FDU, they need buckets in a hurry. Shot clock is off, just 10 seconds left. They are not moving nearly fast enough for a team down 5. Here's Lamote off the window. That's no good. Diallo the rebound, and Manhattan is going to hang on to win their third straight.